Hello everyone, it's Dio from Firm But Fair Gaming, bringing you another Diablo 3 video. Welcome everybody. Today we are going to be covering the set dungeon for the Monk Ina's Mantra set. So if you're unfamiliar with set dungeons, basically it's a dungeon that you can complete and you have to be wearing the 6-piece bonus for the specific set that you're looking for. And it's mostly for the seasonal journey. So here we are under Slayer, and the quest or objective you have to complete is to set me free. So you complete any set dungeon while wearing the 6-piece bonus of a class set. And to find out where we need to go, we have to visit the Tome of Set Dungeons in Leoric's Manor for a clue that will lead us to the entrance of the set. So basically the entrance to the set dungeon is specific to the set you're wearing, and it can be anywhere in the Diablo adventure world. And so we first need to go there. If you don't know the location already, we got to go there, get a clue, solve the riddle, and then go to the entrance. And when we get near it, the green obelisk will appear, and that'll open up a portal that we can then go through to complete the said dungeon. So, and the reason that we want to do this for our seasonal journey is it's going to get us another portrait frame and also help us advance through the other chapters, which eventually we're going to want to get through all of them so we get our portrait flames and our pet for the seasonal journey. So that's what we're after. So now I'll show you where to go in Leoric's Manor if you're unfamiliar where the Tome of Set Dungeons is. That gives us a clue to find the location. So Leoric's Manor is in Act 1, so we're just going to go there. So I did a little bit of scouting to find it in advance because the room moves on you. So basically you're looking for the room that looks like that. I'll run up to it so we can see. So previously it was in this location, but it had moved on me. So it's going to move on everybody. And this is what it looks like. So when you enter, you got these little bookcases that you can click on, of course. But over here is the Tome of Set Dungeons, and this is what we're looking for in order to give us a clue of where our dungeon is located. So for us, here is our hint. With only the minor inconvenience of having to kill some desert merchants using the causeway to peddle their wares who happened upon me as I was completing my task. So that is not overly helpful, but I actually know where the set dungeon is, so I will take you to where you need to go. So with the keyword here is the causeway and the desert merchants, so we're going to have to go through the sewers through Act 2. So I will show you where the location is for the set dungeon now. So the location, like I said, was in Act 2, so here we are in Act 2. We're actually going to go to the city of Chaldeum, but then we're going to go to the gates, because the causeway, the sewer that we're looking for, is down at the bottom here. So here we are in the flooded causeway. And now we're just, because you need to be wearing the 6-piece in order to spawn the actual entryway, the obelisk, sorry. So we're just looking for it. So here you go. Here's the obelisk. It spawns, and this would be the entrance into the dungeon. So now we're just going to be able to go in here and complete the dungeon, and we're looking to complete it at master rating in order to get the achievement that we need. So if we actually click on the portal, it shows us what our objectives are for the set dungeons. So our primary objectives are unleash your mystic allies on 10 enemies within 10 yards 5 times and do not get frozen. And this is a timed event, so we have to complete it on time, accomplishing both those objectives and killing all 295 monsters within the time limit. So the basic achievement is we complete one of the objectives, so you either do not get frozen or you unleash your mystic allies on 10 enemies while killing all the monsters in time. But the mastery is we want to do both. We want to use our mystic allies on 10 enemies within 10 yards 5 times and not get frozen and kill all monsters within the time required. So if we take fatal damage, it will reset the dungeon, but it will not kill us. So this is for hardcore, that if you were to die in here, your character doesn't die, you just get booted out of the set dungeon. And our game difficulty has no effect on the dungeon difficulty. It's a set difficulty on the dungeon. So as you have a higher paragon, you may find you need to either wear worse gear or take your paragon points out in order to accomplish it, because you start off-screening or one-shotting mobs before you can actually set up. Like here, we're going to need 10 enemies around us and kill them 10 within, Got to do it 5 times. So if we're a little bit too powerful, our Mystic allies, as they're running around, might run around and kill everything before we actually get to use our ability. So that's something to keep in mind as we do this dungeon. I'll just show you why you may want to take out your Paragon or change your gear set. So obviously I'm Paragon 2700. All my points are in my character sheet. I have like 7 million damage. So we want to try to get 10 enemies around us in order to blow them up. And so as you can see here, my guys are just running away and just killing everything before I can get everything grouped up. So I need to get 10, like see I'm using my Mystic allies, but everything is already blowing up and dying, so obviously I'm much too powerful here. I'm going to need to go back to town, start over. If you do want to reset the dungeon, you can just walk out, but I'm going to need to go back to town here because I got to take out my Paragon points. Of course, I can do that anywhere, but I'm probably also going to need to change up my gear set because all my gear is augmented because this is my push build. So I just wanted to highlight why you may want to take all your Paragon points out, and you're going to need to dumb down your gear if you're not doing this at the start of the season and you're doing it later on when you're more powerful and augmented and all that. We're going to have to change things up. So I'll show you what I end up doing for my build in the next part here. Okay, here we go. So it's important to remember that we want to have a good route while we're in here. So we want to minimize any backtracking. So here we have easily... Alright, I thought that would be more than 10. Apparently it was being picky. So, let's see here if we can get this all gathered up. It appears that I might be too strong. And I got frozen, so that's terrible.
What you ask is impossible.
Okay, here we go. So we want to keep in mind to have a good route. So here we're just looking to try to get 10 mobs. This looks like enough. There we go. So we also want to try to have enough damage that we can still push through and kill things at a decent rate without using our Mystic allies. So it looks like we're doing okay right now. So just going to dive over here, make sure, yep. So we didn't want to have to backtrack to there. That would have been hugely costly. Not enough mobs here. These guys take a little bit longer. I'm just trying to get through this, not take up too much time. See, this is one thing when trying to minimize your damage. You might be a little bit too weak for some other fights that you maybe don't want to be that weak for. So let's dive up here. That should be enough. Use our allies. So that big guy there that we blew up, so that's the second one we've killed. Those are the ones that freeze that we need to look out for. So definitely need a Mystic ally available to deal with them, because they are quite strong. So we have 3.5 minutes left. We still need to kill 300 monsters. I didn't want to use a Mystic ally there. So we're going to jump over here. And we got to make sure we kill everything because we can't miss a mob. We got to kill them all. This is going to be 10. Might have been, but they're all dying. So I'm not going to use my Mystic ally there. Basically, we should be able to. Yep. Gonna use it there because I could see the green text pop up to tell me I had enough, so I really wanted to. This guy I'm just going to use the Mystic ally just to make sure he dies because I don't want to spend too long fighting him. So we still need 2 more of those. We have ample opportunities, so... Oh, I have it there. I used the Mystic ally. I actually didn't mean to. So we still need to find 2 more 10 stacks, and we have 2 minutes to kill 100 mobs. So we're just gonna... Just 10. No, it was only 5. Oh, and now I wish I had it up, so now I gotta just waste some time here because I can't afford to kill this. I need to be able to use my Mystic Allies here. Like that. Make sure I didn't miss any. That would be bad. So now we get 2 minutes, well, minute 40 for 50 monsters. So I'm getting a little bit close here. I need to still get the one more set here, so I want to be careful. I need to... Uh-oh, that was only 6. That was bad. We have a minute 13 left. Go down here. There's 20 monsters somewhere. So basically, I have a minute left. I need to find 20 monsters, and I gotta blow up 10 of them all at once. So based on our map, it looks like I should have went right up here. So we're just gonna dive up here. Still got 50 seconds left, so we're not worried about being able to kill enough monsters because we should be fine. It's just we need to kill 10 of them. So let's group all this up. There we go. Just like that. Perfect. So that actually took a little bit longer than I thought it would be, but we still had, I think, at least 30, well, we had 40 seconds left because they give us 5 minutes there. So there's a couple times that just out of reflex or habit, popping the Mystic Ally before we needed to, but ultimately we did get it done. We made sure to find the 10, so that's basically all you need to do. You need to have a good route, make sure that you don't have to do much backtracking, save the Mystic Ally for the mini bosses that are in here, especially if you've dropped down your damage quite significantly. You just want to save that to help blow them up, because if you have to sit there and fight them without the Mystic Ally, they survive for quite a while and eat up a lot of your time in the 5 minutes. So other than that, I think basically I used Mystic Ally only a couple times outside of on those mini bosses for the 10 ads. Try to make sure that you have them grouped up tight, so Cyclone before you actually use your Mystic Ally, just to make sure you have the 10. It does give you the indicator there to show that if you have more than 10, so just keep an eye on that and then hit the button accordingly. But other than that, like, this took me, I think, 3 or 4 tries, just because the couple times I ran out of time. So, but as you get familiar with the layout, you'll figure it out. And also, just remember to use Ascension if one of the mini bosses is alive long enough to actually cast the freeze, so you don't get frozen, because of course we don't want, that's one of our objectives, is not to get frozen. So the set that I actually went with is, so this is what my character sheet looks like. So I did keep all my items, except for I took off my jewelry, took out my legendary gems, and did not equip any weapons. So here I am with just a damage score of 726. And yeah, so that's basically all you would need, and I took out all my paragons. So basically, really, if you do have augmented items, as long as you're not wearing any weapons, you should be fine. I did use my rings previously, but I was found that I was killing things too quickly. So by removing them and just keeping my neck, I was able to kill things and progress, as you saw, but it wasn't nuking things prematurely. So just play around with the gear set. For the actual build, I was using the same one that you would see in the push build. So I am using Ascension, so that means so I can't get frozen. Then I was using the Dashing Strike for movement. Mystic Ally, obviously, and I was using the Fire Ally. And then Epiphany, so this helps with, well, it's damage mitigation, but I was using that to just teleport to additional targets and move through. And then Way of the 100 Fists when I needed more spirit, and then Cyclone to bring them in when I was blowing them up on the actual mini bosses when I wanted to use the Mystic Ally for the achievement to blow things up when, for the 10 that we needed. Additionally, for the cube, I was using Measure of Smith, so this reduces the cooldown for whenever I kill something, so I was helping bring Mystic Ally off CD quicker. I still had Bindings of the Lesser Gods on for the armor, so when something's hit by Cyclone, they take 200% increased damage from the Mystic Ally. And then I was wearing the Ring of Royal Grandeur, so that's why I was only had the 5-piece here, because I was wearing the Crutus boots for the additional Mystic Allies and their increased damage as well. Also, as we saw there, as I completed the dungeon there, we got the Mastermind achievement. So for mastering the set dungeon, and basically we need that to complete our champion chapter here. So as you can see, it's Mastermind, master any set dungeon. And of course, we need to complete that in our seasonal journey to get towards Guardian, where we want to get our 2 portrait frames and our pet. So this concludes the In-App Mantras set dungeon video. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know below. We'd be happy to answer and provide any feedback for you guys. As always, we appreciate any likes, shares, and subscribes. We enjoy making these videos for you guys, and we appreciate everything you do for us. So until next time, we'll see you at the next video. Good luck.